Old School Gameplay Episode 20 featuring Monster in My Pocket for the NES. This game was a request by Grim5768. It's a cool, straightforward action jump run by Konami. The game lets you choose between a vampire and a Frankenstein monster and also offers a cool 2-player co-op mode. Alright, here we go. In the beginning of stage 1 you move from left to right while killing or avoiding the enemies. Since this is pretty much all you do, I won't show every single detail in this walkthrough. When you've reached the end, Area 2 will follow right away. Again, show the enemies the power of a vampire. These heart containers refill, you would have never guessed that, your life bar, so take them whenever you can. When you see one of these flying yellow enemies, it's best to just avoid them, because they're pretty fast. Continue down the stairs and prepare for the first boss fight. This guy is really easy. Basically all you have to do is watch the pattern of the knives he throws. When he's coming down, hit him repeatedly. At the start of level 2 there's a mix of airborne and ground enemies, so hack your way through them. When you've reached the right edge, jump on this chair and continue back to the left. Don't forget to pick up heart containers if you need them. In this next area, kill the blue guys and try to avoid the green dog-like creatures. This can be a bit tough, so you might take a hit or two. In the kitchen you have to fight some axe throwers. Go near them to avoid getting hit. When you see the birds with the axe, try to destroy them immediately. On the cooker, jump over the fires while avoiding or killing the enemies. The second boss is a bit more difficult than the first one, yet no real threat. When he breathes his ice cloud, jump over it to avoid getting frozen. Then always try to jump behind him and hit him a few times. At the start of stage 3, move down as quickly as possible. When you see one of those red flying enemies, just try to avoid them. When you've reached the ground, watch out for the snakeheads that spit fire. Onwards down the road there are golf balls coming after you, just jump to avoid them. Those purple dragon enemies are really annoying, try to kill them as quickly as possible. After reaching the end you fall down into the sewer and continue right. Watch out for the water as well as the guys that come out of the holes. As you continue to the right there are fishes that try to attack you, just walk to the right to avoid them. When you're on the floating can, do the same and try to avoid the fish. The next boss again is not very hard, but it takes quite some time to defeat him. As soon as you see the tentacles, move out of the way to avoid getting hit. Then move close to him and hit his head. Repeat this process until he is finished. In the beginning of stage 4, quickly jump on the fence and move upwards. When you've reached the top, continue to the left and jump on the crane. This crane will transport you over the spikes, but keep your eye on all the flying enemies. At the end, jump off the crane and onto the platform, but watch out for the guys with the chain. In the next area, move up the steel beam and kill the enemies that come sliding towards you. At the top, jump over the fires the lions shoot at you and take them out one by one. On the elevator, try to stay in the middle to kill all the flying enemies. The next boss sits on a crane. When you see it approach from the left or the right, jump over him. When he stops, hit him a few times while avoiding the blue balls he throws. And that's about it for this boss, just continue this pattern until he's defeated. Stage 5 provides the usual flying and walking enemies, so hack through them. When you jump over the pits, make sure not to get hit by the flying enemies. Navigate to the top right of the barbed wire fence and continue. While doing so, try to avoid the spikes as well as the enemies. The next area again has some annoying enemies that shoot lasers at you. Also watch out for these yellow enemies that follow you everywhere. In the next section, just move upwards and continue to the right. The following part is really annoying because it has pillars that covers the enemies. These enemies are dog-like creatures that spit bones. Try your best to kill or avoid them. In the last area before the boss, there are enemies coming out of the paper walls, but this is not too hard. The boss of this level are 5 witches, of which one will always attack you. The attacking one is picked randomly, so watch out. Always try to avoid the beam they shoot and then attack the witch. The last level can be pretty challenging. In this cave there are drops that can hurt you, as well as dinosaur enemies that spit fire. In the part with the moving floor, kill enemies that are near you and then duck down to avoid getting hit by the spikes. Right after that you'll face green dragons that shoot laser beams at you, which are really hard to avoid. You'll most likely take a hit or two because it's really hard to avoid. So try to get through this passage as quickly as possible. In the following elevator part there are enemies that jump out of these windows. Right after that there's a boss rush where you have to fight all the previous bosses again. I won't show this because the strategies remain the same. Now the last boss is another piece of cake. He appears at random spots and shoots lightning at you. Before he does this, jump up and hit him. Then move out of harm's way and repeat the process until he's finished. After defeating him, he won't give up that easily and comes back. This time you have to fight him in the TV, but this isn't hard either. When he shows up, jump and hit him 1 or 2 times and then avoid the energy balls he shoots out of his eye. These transform into enemies that are easy to dodge. When you've finally beaten him, enjoy the ending of the game. This will conclude the gameplay episode. I hope I had some useful tips for you. Oldschoolgamer82 says over and out until the next time.